My web camera appears to be broken. I've tried to set it at a different angle, and this is just an experiment to see if I can get some time recorded before it's gone. I'm not sure what I want to say, but the poachers in gangs like the Genesis Band, who um, dishonest with me from the moment this nightmare started, and whose shadow of hatred and cruelty has resulted in now Parkinson's disease, no less, from torture, um, can dredge up anything. They have language anthropologists hinting where to find their former impingements. I mean, they are a real media takeover reality gang, and they lie shamelessly. In the name of ferreting out, they say white lies. I mean, they're bizarre people. And Chomsky is helping them, and so on. And it's gone on for 60 years. This is a big plan of theirs. But they can't seem to find the articles I wrote for the Bar Harbor Times, which were printed in their pages, which showed I had long thought out, for example, the Jewish Holocaust and its similarity to what was happening with AIDS. They can't allow the idea that I was conscious because they were smoogies with licky chops pornographers, spy camming. And they said the queer ball was at the mercy of lust. And they wrote things like the person is subjected to successive gradations of the X motive, and then subsumed into a law of the structure dominated by the adversary. And you know what I think is going on in Ukraine is that both sides are militarized. It's a medieval fuck fest of pornographic theologians and their buzzy Anna Spinnerhead notions of apocalyptics. Goes back to the Angry Fathers, people like Robert Bork under Ronald Reagan. It's real wazzo. And their allies, of course, are Tony Levin and Frank Zappa, Václav Havel, God knows why. Stupid people who get all worked up because somebody gives them a Nobel Peace Prize, so they think they're brilliant. They can out harness the mightiest wizards of Heideggeria, and they can intone through Jekyll Island symbology. And they understand what all this means. They're a Swami Nostra. They've done their homework and they've poached by snuff films for as long as fossil fuel has known that they're contaminating the environment. I don't care. What do they care? They kill people for fun. These Genesis Band types, Ripper Hatters, call themselves Amnesty International. And the reason they're Amnesty International, they say with glee, is that they know the sacred pain to inflict, that people will be too afraid to say stop it and raise their voice. They will remain nonviolent no matter what the European wizards do. And what one man who told me, if you try to help black people, they will only turn on you, called leading the cows to slaughter. The reason Pino Gabriel can't find that article of mine in the Bar Harbor Times, although he can find out who taught me my vocabulary words. He can find out who taught me the meaning of the word Narcissus, or who was Simplicissimus. He can find all of that out just by rolling through his Rolodex. But he can't find that article I wrote for the Bar Harbor Times. And the reason he can't find that article I wrote from the Bar Harbor Times is because what they wanted to do was defend the people who attacked us in the genocide campaign so effectively that they could poison us in the mouth and do it again with COVID. And we'll say, "Ooh, that was stinky. God save the king." And Peter Gabriel thinks that I should withhold tales of the British royalty. They are loth to hear me refer to these people by name. They don't want Julian Lennon identified as somebody who helped have Seriously Kennedy killed because Peter Waters felt upstaged by someone whose character he assassinated who didn't know what was going on in the least. Ain't that something? And now you have to choose sides between the conspirators because they've decided to get rid of the consumers. So they've started a bloodbath and a war zone. And you choose which side of the conspirators you want to be on. And this is Europe in action. And everybody knows the last person I would want to hurt are the people with the kids in the field. Last people in the world I'd want to hurt. So what do? They threaten them. That's right. They're smart. No, you think you see that thing up there about? I'll show you what it looks like when Paul McCartney wears it. It's a spinner. Let me show you what it looks like. This is muscle dorsipus. Where do you see it? When Paul McCartney puts that on, it really spins. See, he has a spinner. He initialed the victims PM for himself. So he then brainwaves them with, the usual Chomsky explanations for the things that top secretly Trump and Chomsky have been working out over the years, right? And the Swami Nosha with the spinners understand every indication. But Presta, so it's a Shulman book. I mean, a Carnegie Museum book. Presta, they can never find the article I wrote for the Bar Harbor Times. Isn't that strange? They can't find the letter that Martha Gellhorn wrote to me. How strange. They are so good they can find out in a snap and a spin of their Rolodex. Who said to me, "Spare me, just spare me," because they're going to tell Lederer that I stole his line. Peter Gabriel, he's a caution.